Hello and welcome to another episode of Talkin Rangers. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd. This is episode 42, and the New York Rangers are still red hot. Last night during the NHL frenzy, every team was playing last night, so awesome. I think tonight there's only one game, so kind of a big difference between last night and tonight. But the Rangers took care of business 7-2 over the Canadiens in Montreal as they finished out their road trip before coming home for two games against Florida and Anaheim. And I believe 4 or 5 of their next 6 are at home, because then they'll hit the road against Washington and come back for Ottawa, the Islanders, and the Sabres. So after 4 of their first 6 on the road, they come home here for a nice little homestand with one quick road trip in between that. But Rangers are playing great, 5-0-1, still have not lost a game in regulation, only loss coming in game number 2 against Utah in overtime. So they are rolling 4 straight wins. There's not a whole lot to complain about. This kind of feels a little bit, I'll be honest, I think this actually maybe even feels better than last year so far, because if I believe so, the Rangers didn't pick up their 5th win last year until maybe because they started out, I think, 2-2, because they had the loss to Columbus with the 2
they
great
lost
goals.
early. Like, didn't they win game 1 and then they lost the next game or something?
Yeah, they won game 1 against Buffalo. Then they lost that Columbus game where they had the 2 goals taken off. Then they beat Arizona. Then didn't they have that one bad loss to Nashville at home early. So they were like 2-2. So actually, the Rangers here, as much as we thought this year might be a regression, and it's only been 6 games, but a regression from a regular season.
I thought they were going to come out really bad.
Oh yeah, same. I agree. I thought they were going to come out very, very poor this season. I thought the whole regular season was going to be a grind, not only because of the way it ended last year, but it's also just tough to repeat what they were able to do last season and win the President's Trophy. To repeat that is very difficult, and to lose like they did for another year, it's tough to get up for another season in October when you realize the mountain that you have to climb looking ahead till, April when playoffs begin. But they're hot. So, Joe, they're rolling, man. They're cruising. Yankees in the World Series. It's exciting time for the Yankees Rangers combo.
Yeah. Not for the New York football fans have been pretty brutalized, but I mean, yeah, the hockey's looking good. The Devils have been okay, pretty good to begin the season. A couple not so great games. I think the Islanders. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea what the Islanders are doing. They're probably even 500, but as far as the Rangers, they've been awesome. I mean, let's be honest too. Like you were saying, I wasn't really expecting a good start, but they have every aspect, every phase of their game kind of locked in right now. I mean, I think everybody's playing really good aside from Zibanejad. I'm not a big Zibanejad guy. I think he's been bad, but
did score last night.
Still, he had a nice goal last night. He's been around a point a game this year, I think. So, you take it how it is, but 5-5 has been bad. But this is not going to be a negative show. I mean, they've been awesome, especially Igor, the defense, the power play, 5-5 for the most part. So you can't really ask for anything better. I guess that you could have asked for them to be 6-0.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, you would have liked to. Right, you want to get greedy, 6-0.
Let's just never lose.
In a perfect world, you go 82-0, and then
82-0.
Yeah, in a perfect world, you go In a perfect world, you go what 98-0. In a perfect world, you don't win. You don't lose a game all year. But it's not a perfect world. So here we are, 5-0-1, but can't complain. Speaking of Mika, you did send a tweet out yesterday about.
That's crazy, right? Isn't that insane?
Does that unlock him though? Did he might have saw that tweet on the bus to the game last night, and he's like, you know what? I'm actually going to show up. I'm
going to score a
5-5.
5-5 goal in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even a minute in, I think. It was 55 seconds, 54 seconds.
The Panarin started the game, and then Trocheck got off, and he scored right away, right when he I think he scored right when he got onto the ice. He must have been on the ice for less than 10 seconds.
Yeah. So Mika with a great goal to start things, and I guess we could start there. And in the next goal, Edstrom with Brodzinski, great hustle by Edstrom to negate the icing. Gets it in front for Brodzinski, so the third line doing some damage there. Schneider also had the secondary assist on that, but great hustle play. Brodzinski scores, then you get Riley Smith unassisted. So what? They had 3 goals in the first 6 minutes, I believe, and they had 2 in the first 2 minutes, 3 in the first 6, I believe it was. And you got on the power play, which only hurts Montreal, taking a penalty. Filip Chytil goes. He scores on the power play. He's looked great. I mean, I guess that could lead us right into the third line because the third line's been excellent. I know that was obviously on the power play, but the third line's been great. Even just
all three of them are
yeah,
on that unit. So
yeah, exactly. And the third line's been excellent. Cooley, Hedel, and even Kako got in the scoring yesterday. I believe he put the cherry on top of it. He had the last goal to set.
these were a really bad call, but yeah,
he put kicked the extra point for the Rangers last night with a little bit left in that third period, but just excellent. The third line's been great. I mean, what have you seen from them? And all the other goals too that obviously took place in this game, because we can kind of start here with Montreal and work our way backwards.
Yeah, I mean they're like dominant, this line 5-on-5. Like they have the puck the whole time. When they have the puck in the offensive zone, teams are screwed because you got the two guys that will go down low, and Kako and Cooley are really good cycle players, good board players, tough battling players. They're going to get down, be ready for the puck. And then you have Hedel, who's just going to just swarm and just make his way around like the high slot, waiting for that pass to rip it on net. And then, I mean, they're so dangerous off the rush because, dude, Filip Chytil is just a beast when he gets the puck and he gets a lane to skate in. I mean, he's an unbelievable skater with the puck, and he's their best offensive player, I think, 5-on-5 when rushing the puck up the ice because he's so fast and he can skate with the puck too. And that's like an incredible combination to have. I mean, but they've been awesome defensively too. I mean, they've scored 7 goals, 5-on-5, and have given up 0 goals, 5-on-5, which is insane. And I mean, I think it's their best line, 5-on-5. I mean, stats speak for themselves, but I mean, just in general, like they're one of the best 5-on-5 lines in the league. I mean, they're all playing really well. It's exciting to kind of see them all play well. I mean, I think Hedo's kind of carrying a little. I mean, Cooley in the 6 games, he's a point a game player, which is insane.
Yeah.
1 goal, 5 assists. He's like 3rd in the league in plus minus. He's got 6 points and he's a +9. And then Hedel has 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points in the 6 games, so just under a point a game, plus 8. And then it just goes down a little. I mean, Kako 1 goal, 4 assists. He's got 5 points in 6 games, which is really. I mean, I didn't think he was going to be that good of a point producing player early in the season. +7, which is insane.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree. Kako, I was not expecting much of anything this season, and for him to come out here and have 5 points in the first 6 games, and then 2, just like you mentioned, you got
also. Wait, how many times do you think Kako scored 3 points in a game? I don't know if that was his first time.
It might have been.
He might have had him one other time. It's crazy.
I can't think of one right off the dome.
I know. I can't either.
It may have never happened.
It might have been his first time. And he had 3 points too. Cooley had 2 points. Lafreniere's point streak did end. I mean, I think he's still at 6 points in 6 games. But I mean, it's just that line is just buzzing.
I mean, just looking at Kako, think about it. Did he even have a multi-point game last year?
He might have had like a game where he had like 2 assists or a goal and assist.
What, he finished with 12 and 13 and 6, 19?
Oh, maybe he had like 19 points.
I wonder if he even had a game last year where he even had.
He might have had one. He might have had one. Yeah. If it was one multi-point game, but it wasn't. It wasn't more than that.
No, it wasn't more than that at all. Yeah, he's been all. I mean, there's been months where Hedel or Kako is gone where he'll have. I mean, last year he had. Yeah, of 1 point in a month, or heck, I think he had like 5 points in February last year. Like he doesn't. There's times that goes by where he doesn't generate in a month or 2 months, and this guy did it all last night. So
he's almost at half his points this year. I mean, 6 is not half of 19, but like it's getting to a point where he could finish.
Cut his last year's points in half.
Yeah, he could finish October. I think they have like 3 or 4 more games left, and be halfway to his point total last year.
Yeah, and he played 61 games last year? 60, 61?
Yeah, he missed around like 20 games. And then playing like I'd say pretty elite defense. So
yeah. No, yeah, I agree. They've been great on both sides.
Yeah.
Offensively, defensively. Hedel, just his ability to get, to the net, I think is something that this team was missing last year. It's so glad to see him back, and it's also just good to see him back too, playing well. It's one thing to see him back out there on the ice, but there's really
kind of like the playoffs, right? You agree that it was nice to see him back.
He was not himself.
Yeah, he wasn't the same player.
Yeah,
that he was.
You still wonder if he was kind of nursing the injury a little bit there too, kind of not
out of shape a little as far as hockey.
Out of shape.
Maybe a little tentative too to like take hits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, is like not afraid, but yeah, tentative to do what he normally does just because of the injury and what it did to him last year. And it's great to see him have really no rust. And that's a credit to him. He obviously put in a lot of work in the offseason, proved that last year's postseason was sort of just a fluke where he just didn't play well because he missed all of the entire year and he just got
Yeah.
thrown into the playoffs, which isn't easy to do. So he's been excellent. He's been the real core piece of that line at the center position. And yeah, Cooley's been great. I think we've kind of, I don't think any of us expected him to be a point per game player, but I do think we expected Cooley to take a jump, maybe not this big of a jump, but his ability to just provide physicality along with skill, he provides an offensive upside. There's just so many good things for Cooley. And every night you see Cooley do something, it just gets you more and more excited to what this guy can do as well in year number 2 in the playoffs. And I know we don't want to jump to the playoffs. You want to just enjoy the 82 games, but a lot of this season ultimately will just hinge on, not a lot of it, this entire season. None of this will matter if the Rangers don't win a cup. But seeing what he can do just already gets you excited for what he's able to do later in the season, the rest of the season, heck, tomorrow night against Florida, which will be a really good test for this team. They've been great. They've been probably the biggest surprise.
I got a question. It's not really off topic. I mean, obviously the Yankees are in the World Series. For the Rangers, like, do you think the Yankees, do they have to win the World Series, or do you think it's already good enough that they made it?
I mean, in my eyes, I'd be demoralized if they lose it.
Before the season. I'm saying like before the season. Like if they
before the season, when you go and sign Soto to that contract and you already have Judge and you've got Stan and you've got Cole, who they brought in to win a World Series, like, yeah, they've got to win it with this core.
So you're saying the same thing. I think last year my thing was for the Rangers, like, get to the World Series or get to the Stanley Cup Finals, and I think that would be. I'd be okay with that. But like, do you think they've kind of gotten to a point where that doesn't matter anymore?
With the
like,
Rangers or the Yankees?
Have to win the Rangers. I was just
the
comparing
Rangers
that because they're kind of in the same situation.
Yeah, they're in the same boat. Yeah, we were talking about a little bit off air. They're kind of in the same path with getting there, not finishing. The Rangers,
just because they haven't been there, that's all I'm saying. It's the same thing. The Yankees have that team hasn't gone to that World Series yet.
Yeah.
So it's like you just get there for the first time, dude. They need to win. So like for the Rangers, like you think like this team has to win?
It depends on, and I keep saying this, and I know this is kind of just a cop out, but like depends on how they lose in the cup. Like if they get swept in the cup, it's a failure. If they get swept and don't show up, it's a failure. They lose in 5, it's a failure. You push it to 6, you push it heck to 7, you lose, and the other team just made 1 or 2 more plays than you did. You kind of just tip your cap, but I don't know. This team's still got to win a cup. What's you go through a rebuild? The letter was sent, right? The whole point of this was to get back to the cup and to actually finish this time with Igor, which they were never able to do with Lundqvist. And not just about Igor, but just the way the Rangers have been over the last decade and a half. It's always been never being able to finish. Like, you got to finish. We can't, in the biggest market in the world, an original 6 franchise, to me, I can't just be satisfied. And that's with every single one of my sports teams. I can't just be satisfied with getting to the finals or getting to the playoffs, getting knocked out. The first year when they got to, Tampa, that was one thing. That was like, it was a great year. They didn't even, when they were down 3-1 against Pittsburgh and Igor was playing like garbage on the road, you didn't even think they would get out of the first round. The fact that they got to the ECF is great. Then you lose in the first round to the Devils. You blow the 2-0 lead. You lose last year the way you did. They've got to win it. Like, because how much more time do you have? If you lose the cup this year, you're going to give Igor all the money.
Yeah, that's true.
And then what? Next year, they're all getting older. You're going to start to lose pieces. This is, if you think about it, we're technically on year 4 with this core and this run. I mean, you got to win it by year 1, year 2, okay. Year 3, you get to year 4. Year 5's kind of like,
you got to do it.
Of course.
Yeah,
and they're not getting any younger.
I think they probably have to win. But I just think this team is, granted, obviously injuries can change everything. But if you just say like this team stays healthy, I think they're going to win. I mean, because last year you had that great core, but the missing piece, not fully, because I think another year of Cooley is really good for this team.
Yeah.
But the missing piece, I think, is Hedl. I mean, if he's going to play like this, that's something that they didn't have, that 5-on-5 production, that ability to like break through on like breakouts and like skating through the zone with the puck. And then I guess, I mean, we can kind of steer this into what are your thoughts on like Riley Smith so far? Him jumping into that first or whatever line you want to call it, that right wing spot.
Yeah, I've actually been pleasantly surprised with Riley Smith. I mean, I know on one of
It
our
was a nice play.
episodes.
That was a nice play yesterday.
Yeah.
And a
No, it
nice pass
was.
too to
Yeah.
Heedle.
I've been pleasantly surprised with him. And I know I joked on one of the episodes that I was buying the Riley Smith stock really for no reason. I was just joking about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't think be having to through the first week. I thought we'd probably be having a discussion about right wing already. You can make the case after opening night potentially we could have had in the discussion, but he's been good. He's been very good. I mean, he's a point per game player right now. You know, he had the goal last night, had the nice goal against Detroit. He's back to back multi point games because I believe he had the 2 assists against Toronto. So back to back multi point games. 4 of his 6 have come, last 2 nights. So our last 2 games, but I've been impressed with Riley Smith. He's been good. I mean, considering the production and the revolving door we've had so far, he's a lot better than what we've seen. Can it, remain this way? I mean, he's not going to be a point per game guy all year. That's not who he is, but I've been impressed. I mean, I think he's looked good. There's not really much to complain about with this team, really. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
the
like,
fact that we're not complaining about the right wing, really, the fact that Riley Smith is only being brought up now and not to start the show, I think tells you all you need to know about where this team's at right now, because typically that's the talking point every single episode is the right wing, the first line, this and that. But so far it hasn't been. If anything, the weak link is the Mika still, despite the
yeah,
goal.
yeah. I mean, like, I think that line 5-5 as a whole, they've been able to be like a little bit of like mask as far as their production 5-5, just because how well the third line's been, how well the second line's
Yeah.
been. I don't think they've been great 5-5, but I think they've been able to get away with that just because of how good the third line is. So maybe that could be a problem potentially if that third line dips a little, but I guess you can look at it as a positive where this line hasn't been that good and the Rangers are still playing really well. Yeah, I don't think Mika's been that great. I think Kreider's has just been okay. I mean, he's done his job getting those power play goals. He's got 5 goals in I think the 6 games, which is really good. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'd like to see him get a little more active as far as a little more 5-5 goals for him. I think he's got like 3 power play and a shorthanded goal. He might only have like 1 5-5 goal, maybe 2. I could be wrong, but I would like to see a little bit better out of him. I think Riley Smith's been good. They've been good defensively. You'll give them that at the very least. But I honestly, I would like to see a little bit more out of Zibanejad. But maybe my tweet,
Yeah.
maybe
Hey,
tweet. We'll look
yeah.
back on the season and he scores like 40 even strength goals and like
Oh God.
60 goal season from Mika.
40
Mika.
even strength goals is crazy.
it's like a 60 goal season probably.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I mean, look, Mika, I mean, as much as he hasn't been playing well, he is a point per game guy so far through what, 6 games?
He's got an empty net goal, and then yesterday was his first 5-5.
Yeah. Which for the most part he's been a point per game guy as a Ranger, except last year. I think it was the first time in like 2 years he wasn't over a point per game.
I think the point totals will still come just because he's on the power play and he still does pretty well. I mean,
even in down year, he had 26 goals last year.
like
He'll
he still
find a way
gets
to
like
muscle
he
20
even
plus.
gets like shorthanded points too. So I guess you could throw that in too. I mean, he's a decent face-off guy. He can play good defense, but I think at the end of the day, you're paying him to be that guy that's going to produce. But that's neither here or there. Just because I think Trocheck's really good, and I think like I was saying, the emergence of Hedl can kind of mask his weakening or regressing 5-5 production. I think Hedl can kind of step in and kind of help like take away some of that regression as far as his 5-5 play. But I think as long as he's going to play good defense, it won't be too big of a deal. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, not much we can complain about. They're 5-0-1. Everybody's for the most part is playing pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. I guess speaking of all these guys, I mean Panarin, I feel like we've got to talk about as well. I'll be honest, for Panarin and the Rangers as a whole, I thought Panarin would have a good year, but I didn't think he'd be this electric. I mean, at this rate, he might put up 120 again. He might actually break Yager's record this time.
He is
He's
a empty net fiend though.
he is that
He loves getting those empty net points.
that is true. But he's tied for second in goals, tied for seventh in assists, and he's second in points right now with 13. Is this finally the year? Like, is this
I don't know.
every year we
I don't
hear he
know.
was
You
so
can't.
disappointed. He
You
comes
can't.
out
It's
and
too early to say that. You can't. I mean,
yeah, it is
it's
too
not
early,
playoff hockey. These games are like wide open. There was like not great defensive
especially early in the
teams.
season. There's a lot of rust.
Yeah, a lot of rush. A lot of these, I think you can exploit some of these teams defensively. Um, but I don't know. I think he's gonna have a big year though. I think he should be over 100 points.
Yeah,
I've been
and look,
impressed.
I mean, he's a big reason why this team gets to the playoffs every year. You need to have a guy that
Yeah,
has
kind of
right,
carry.
right.
He carries him. He does.
Yeah, he does. But
Then he hangs out, and then he hangs like the reins to hands the reins to Igor for the playoffs. Like here,
yeah, what the whole
you can
team does.
you carry us to the playoffs. See how far we can get.
Yep. Um, which hasn't worked. So hopefully it is different. But no, he's been very good. Um, does he touch 50? He was just goal shy last year. Does he hit
No,
50?
I think he's gonna be in the mid 40s. I think they're gonna have 340 goal scorers this year. Is advantage or not advantage? Him, Laugh, and Kreider. I think we'll all
And
score 40.
40 even 45 on 5 from Mika. We're getting like 60 from Mika.
That's true because of my tweet. But no, I think Kreider, Laugh, and Panera will all break 40 this year.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Glaf's been very good as well. 3 goals so far at another one against Toronto. He's like every other right now. I feel like. Yeah, I think it's been every other.
He had a 5-game point streak that got snapped.
Yeah, last night. He had the goal opening night, then first Detroit game, Toronto. So he's guaranteed to go score tomorrow. He's
All
every
right,
other right now.
I guess I'll pick him for goal scoring picks then.
I guess so. It is Florida, so maybe not.
He does have good games against.
He does.
Flashback to the playoffs, dude. He had like 4 goals in that
I was
series.
just about to mention that. Yeah. He well, yeah, because he had games 3, 4, 5, and 3, 4,
He
5. He had
scored a
what?
garbage time goal in one of the
4.
games, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the game, he scored 2 goals in game 3. He scored a goal
Yeah.
in game 4. Yeah, I think he had 4
Yeah.
goals.
He scored, I think he scored the first one in game 3, and then he scored to start. He had the one in the second period, I think, to take the lead back.
The one where he like went through everyone. That's like an iconic goal.
Yeah.
Then he had the goal where he knocked it out of midair to tie the game in the third in game 4.
Yes.
Like Fox did like the spinorama and like threw it to him, and he banked it off of Bobrovsky. He's a Panther killer.
That was game 4.
Yeah, he's a Panther killer.
Yeah, because he had the one late in the game and then they
tie the game.
Yeah, tied and they lost in overtime. Reinhardt scored like so early.
Yeah, it was like a bang pass over on the power play.
Yeah, we're just reliving all the pain. But
he's a Panther killer though. He's been great though. I think he's got 3-3 this year. 3 goals, 3 assists in 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points in 6 games. Yeah, he's been good.
No, yeah, 100%. I think he's been everything we've expected out of him this season. To the way he's produced, 3-3, like you said. Yes, that is correct. 6 points. Kreider 5 points. Hedl 5 points. Trouba's throwing huge hits again.
He laid out that dude.
That's when you know it's Rangers hockey, when Trouba has a huge hit. That's like
a fight, and then we get a power play because of the instigator.
And all I hear today is
Trouba's dirty.
Yep. That's when you know Rangers hockey's back. I mean, we're back. Like, we're so back now. When one of Trouba's hits is getting talked about all over the NHL media about being dirty. That's when you know we're back. Captain Trouba. Boom.
I guess we can continue to kind of go like make her go like front to back, but like you have anything on the fourth line? What are your thoughts on like
Edstrom? I was really impressed by Edstrom last night, the play he made on the Brodzinski goal to get down there and set up Brodzinski in the front of the net. I thought was a really nice hustle play. I mean, they're kind of, I guess, fourth line. They're kind of doing what you expect them to do. I mean, I think I've been impressed. Edstrom's been pretty good in my eyes.
I think Carrick's been good too.
Yeah, Carrick's been good. And Brodzinski, had the goal last night. I think he's got 2 points this season.
I mean, yeah, Carrick's got.
He had the I think he might have an assist too in the Penguins game. I think in game 1 he might have an assist. So
I
not
mean,
that matters, but
Carrick's been good on faceoffs. He's at like
yes,
55%.
Carrick's been pleasantly surprising for the big
+4.
offseason
He's
acquisition.
got a goal and an assist. I think that's fine for the third line center role.
He got the season started.
Nothing. Yeah, that's true. We all picked him to score the first goal, but nothing
Yeah,
really out of
everybody
Rempe
knew that.
though. I don't really see Rempe playing that much, honestly.
No,
Especially when VZ returns. I can see Rempe getting sent down.
yeah, I don't know. Rempe just Edstrom provides more. Obviously, VZ's going to get that role. Like he just doesn't provide.
They're
a
better
lot.
players. I mean, Edstrom's like fan favorite, but like doesn't really provide that much.
No, neither. Yeah, VZ's definitely better. Provides a lot more as a hockey player.
No penalties, has more skill. So yeah.
But
yeah, I
Carrick's
agree.
been very good.
I think the fourth line has been solid.
I mean, we saw this from Carrick though. Like, he was the big ticket. We all wanted Carrick.
He was
Forget
the first guy we
Kane.
signed. Yeah, he was the first dude we signed.
He
was the only guy we
was
signed,
never a
actually.
discussion.
He was the only one because they re-signed Ruhwedel, legend. They're 1-0 when Ruhwedel plays. And then they just traded for Smith.
Yep. He was. He was the only big one. He was the only one. He's the chosen one.
Chad Ruhwedel. Rangers are undefeated when he plays.
That is true.
They might be. They might have not even lost. I think he played like 2 games last year. They probably won both those games.
Does he score a goal this season?
No.
You don't think on like a random Tuesday night in like January when they're playing like I don't know who Blackhawks he's not gonna like bury one?
No way.
Or like when the San Jose Sharks come to town, which is actually soon. I think they come to town like mid-November, so about a month. But
no,
you don't think he buries one?
No,
I'll have I will pick Ruhwedel to score a goal once this year.
All right.
I guarantee it'll happen once.
Well, I mean, it's going to be, it can only happen like once or twice anyway, because how many games are you really going to get in?
Well,
granted, yeah, but everybody stays healthy.
Yeah. It'll probably be when somebody gets banged up and he's actually in. I'll pick him. I picked him last year. Did I pick him against Pittsburgh? I think I picked him to get redemption against
you might have.
It was a Chad Ruhwedel redemption game.
What about
because I don't even think he played Pittsburgh. He only played 5 games as a Ranger last year.
I wonder what their record was
in those 5 games.
Look that up on stat.
Pull it up right here. They were 4-1. So they're 5-1 with Ruhwedel in the lineup.
What was the game they lost?
The Winnipeg 4-2.
No, that was a bad game. I do remember that.
Yeah, that was the game that they got smoked in the second period. Didn't like Winnipeg? They had like 3 goals or something.
The Rangers like heavily outshot them though in that game.
Yeah, well, because Hellebuck just stood on his head. Yeah, I remember that game now. So that was his first game as a Ranger, actually.
Yeah, but like he was rusty. He's on a 5-game win streak then, right?
Yeah, 5 straight.
5-game win streak from.
And he had nothing. Who knows? They put him in the playoffs. Who knows?
Ride the hot hand.
He couldn't have been any worse than Trouba.
That's true. So I mean, I guess we don't want to go that far, but it's possible he's better than Trouba.
Yeah, if Ruhwedel wins, he better be on like if the Rangers win the cup, Ruhwedel better be on like the front
first guy.
Float. Yeah, he's the
first guy getting the cup after I assume Trouba will hand it right to him.
Yeah, and he better be the first guy that gets it. Like how they get it alone. He better be the first guy.
He seems like a hot dog and beer guy.
Yeah,
put a bunch of hot dogs.
He's a very boring. Ruhwedel's personal life is probably
he's a very bland, boring guy.
Yeah, he's very bland. He's probably like a cheeseburger hot dog guy, the most boring beer you can think of. He's just like,
basic Chad. He's a Chad.
He's probably just He's gonna have like a t-shirt, like shorts on with just like slides,
like Ray-Bans.
Yeah, he'll be very, very boring.
He'll have like sunscreen on his head.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't rub it in all the way. It'll be white.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is very pale.
Chad Ruhwedel,
Rangers legend. I should get a Chad Ruhwedel jersey if they even sell them.
If they win the cup, you buy a Chad Ruhwedel jersey. How about that?
If he's still on the team, yeah.
All right.
You think
I'll buy
if they
I'll buy a Cooley jersey. I don't want to
if they win the cup, I gotta actually buy like a real jersey.
All right. I'm buying a Cooley jersey if they win.
If they win the cup, oh no, I'll see. Whoever has a good postseason. Like if they won the cup last year, I would have bought a Gaudreau jersey. Because it's just
Rangers legend. Then.
Rangers
Yeah.
legend. He would have been a freaking Rangers legend if they went and won the cup. Because he would have scored probably like two big goals in the cup.
In the finals, just see like dangles through McDavid, goes bar down.
He would have. It would
Maybe
have happened.
We'll see. But
He's got unfinished business here. He'll be back like the next core.
True.
They'll get him out of retirement. Him and Wenberg now are over there in San Jose. But
all right, so I guess we can continue on. Like, we can go into the defense. But what are your thoughts on? I guess just in general. I guess you can kind of just as defensive core as a whole, or you can go in like certain player.
I think they've been good.
Beside of Ruedel.
Yeah, beside Ruedel, because he's only played one game. And in that one game, he was perfect. But to be honest, I don't even know. I barely pay attention to Chad Ruedel ice time.
Small guy.
Yeah. Even his number, like number 5, he's so boring. No drip.
No, dude, no Chad Ruedel slander here. Come on.
All right, that's fair.
5-game win streak.
Yes, that is true. No, defensively, I think they've been good.
You like the pairs, like Fox with Miller?
Yeah, I think he's Fox with Miller's a lot smarter than Trouba with Miller. It never worked.
Yeah.
Schneider, I think, has been pretty solid. I mean, defensively, I don't think there's much to.
What about Mancini? What are your thoughts on him? Like, do you think he like it? Maybe appears that he's jumped Zach Jones.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, isn't he on a 3-point streak too? 3-game point streak, I think, because he had the 2 assists.
Did he have a point against Toronto?
I think so. I think he had an assist, and then I know
he scored against
Detroit. Yeah, the first career. Oh, Mancini's been good. He might have jumped Zach Jones. It's certainly possible. I mean, that he's in the lineup over Zach when Lindgren back.
I guess they get it like a. Wait, do they have? Well, I guess he's a right shot though, and then now they have 4 right shots on the team. If they don't go with Jones, I honestly like.
I like Jones, man.
I think he should play. I think Jones. Here's a hot take. I don't think Lindgren should play.
He looked bad yesterday. He's a liability. For the first time, he's a liability.
I think people got to give a lot of credit, more credit than I have, to Adam Fox playing with Lindgren.
Yeah. You make a point.
I don't think he's been very. I think he's been okay. I think earlier in his tenure, but he just seems like he's getting worn down. He doesn't bring anything offensively. He gets hurt a lot.
He's beat
slow. Up. I mean, I think they probably, and I know they're paying him like $5 million, and he's on a 1-year deal. But I think Jones should play over him. I don't even think it's close.
No, I agree. I like Jones a lot. I do. I've always said I've always been on kind of a Jones truther, if that's what you want to call me. The good Jones in town. I'm not a Daniel Jones truther, because I know there are a lot of those out there. But no, I've Lindgren did not look good yesterday. He looked terrible. I don't know if it's his first game back.
Yeah, you could attribute that to like he had like the jaw surgery or whatever. Yeah. But it just even so, I think
But even that though, when is an injury stop Lindgren from playing his game? Like he's played so beat up. He's his entire career he's always played beat up. He's always beat up. Very rarely is that guy actually healthy.
Which is not good, because that's not going to be sustainable.
No, especially as he gets up there in age. This is it for him.
Yeah, he's like 26 or 27. Yeah, this is the last year with the Rangers.
Yeah, no doubt. I like Jones. His puck moving defenseman. He provides a lot of kind of what this team's been missing at times. I don't know how long of a leash you think they get. I don't think they're gonna. I think they're pretty loyal to Lindgren, but how long of a leash you think they keep him?
Lindgren does have like a signature like Rangers moment for me. I was at the game in like 2022, or maybe it was 2021. They were playing the Sabres in this wide open game
season.
No. This was the year that they went to the conference final for the first time.
Because I know, because 2020. Never mind. You said 2021.
Well, they were playing like the Sabres. It was like a wide open, crazy game. And then the Rangers at the end of the game, like Lindgren scored like a backdoor goal with like 2 seconds left in the game. That's like my like favorite Lindgren memory. But as far as that, I mean, he isn't. I feel like he's regressing. He's getting hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't that? That was So that's your vintage Lindgren moment. Where's that rank among like in-person Rangers moments?
It was pretty cool. I mean, that might be number one.
Might be.
Just because of all the playoff games I went to, there was no like overtime games, I think. Regular season games, I feel like there wasn't as. I don't think I've been to a Rangers playoff game that ended in overtime. I went to one that ended in shootout, two that ended in the shootout, actually, I think. But that one was kind of like an overtime goal, dying seconds of the game. Like I said, back and forth, high scoring game, and he scores with like seconds left. It was pretty sick, and the atmosphere was crazy too. So I'd say that's probably my favorite moment going to a Rangers game. I mean, like going there for like the playoff wins are nice too, but I feel like the games that I went to weren't as close. But yeah, that was definitely the best regular season moment.
That Capitals game, was that a playoff, even a playoff environment?
That game sucked. I mean, that was like such a boring game.
Yeah. Well, I forget. Was that game 1 or 2?
Game 2.
You went. Game 2. You did, yeah.
I wish I went to some of the Hurricanes games, or at least game 2.
First round, depending on like which team you are. If you're the favorite in the first round, it's awful.
Yeah.
Like it's just like get me through it. It's just a warm up. It's not the same.
No, I mean that's not always true. Usually, it's not. In hockey, it's not usually like that, where you have good matchups in the first round.
You do, yeah, that's true. I mean,
the Rangers got lucky, or I guess lucky because they played some boring ass bad team. But
the Capitals.
Aside from all that, I just think that like Lindgren, his time is coming to an end as a Ranger, which I think is for the good because I just think he's regressing and he gets hurt too much.
Yeah, he's too beat up for sure.
Good guy, hardworking player, but I think
very solid Ranger.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I mean, he's been this is his 7th season, I believe, because he only played like a couple games in 20.
He played before like the COVID season, I think.
Yeah, he played before the COVID. His first like full year was the COVID.
But he might have played prior to 2019.
Yeah, I think his first season was 2018, I believe. He played
a couple games at the end of 18-19. Then he played and then he was on the opening roster in 19-20. He played the whole COVID shortened
COVID
season.
And then the shutdown. Yeah. And now we're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts on defense?
No, I think they've been good. I think there's been some mistakes where like I think the goal yesterday, probably Lindgren's fault or Trouba's fault on the power play goal. But yeah, no, I think they've been solid. They're good.
Definitely the two weakest links.
Yeah, they've been good. Yeah, and why are they killing the penalty, right?
Trouba sucks.
But they've been okay. I think they haven't been as good as people think just because of Igor. I think Igor's been standing on his head for a lot of times, especially in that Toronto game. He stood on his head, especially in that third period. It was like vintage Igor.
Yeah. I can't think of a captain that's was this hated.
Everybody loved Callahan. Everybody loved Yager. Everybody loved McDonough.
I
don't know. I mean, I can't really remember too much of what people thought of Drury when he was the captain. I was still pretty young when he was the captain. But I assume he didn't get the hate that Trouba gets, though.
No, I mean, Trouba is definitely the most. I mean, even just in any sport, Trouba's brutal. But, I mean, he wasn't hated before this year. It was just the way the offseason went. But
I think people kind of got into him a little for the series he had against Tampa, where he took a lot of stupid penalties.
Yeah. You make a good point. And then he wasn't good against Florida.
Wasn't good against the Devils.
No, nobody was good against the Devils.
Kreider, I guess, maybe. Kane was pretty good.
Yeah, Kane was, good for one leg.
Yeah, true. Igor obviously was good.
Yeah. Igor, well, that's how it is. Just leave the goalies out to dry. Well, I guess hockey just wise. Any surprises so far?
In the NHL?
Yeah, like teams.
I guess Utah's been pretty good. I mean, they had a strong start. I don't know. I feel like the Jets were pretty good last year as far as regular season. I guess the opposite. Like I think the Predators are pretty surprised.
Nashville's been awful. Yeah, that's been one of the big ones.
Are they 0-5 or 0-6?
I think they won a game.
But they won yesterday?
Yes. Okay. I believe they beat I think they beat the Bruins. They might have shut them out actually.
1-5, not such a great start for them. I don't think the Avalanche or Oilers have gotten off to good start.
Avalanche has been awful. They've been a surprise for me. They've been terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they've won I think
3
they've
in a
won like
row.
2 or 3 in a row. Yeah,
Yeah,
3
but
in a row. They
they
were
still
0
don't
and
look
4.
good. Yeah.
But their goaltending so far, oh my god. It's been the Georgiev's been, I think Georgiev's
He's been
goals
bad.
allowed per game is like almost 5. He's terrible.
He's been bad.
He's so bad. He's so bad.
I guess we can talk about Igor, and then I don't know if you have anything else, but I mean, there's not really much to say. I mean, he's been unbelievable to begin the season. He had that one bad game against Utah, but aside of that, he's been probably the best goalie in the league outside of one game. But yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. He's been great. The Utah game, that was it. And even that, you could make the case that it wasn't all on him.
Yeah, just like Zibanejad, like game-winning goal. That was all him.
But no, he's been very good. He's been typical Igor. Typical Igor, having a big year. He'll be right in the Vezina conversation again. I mean, he's allowing under 2 goals a game. You know, he's winning games. That's what matters most. He's been great. Had the shutout against Pittsburgh to open up the season, so that's not a bad way to start. He's been very good. He's been, I think, last three games he's had 4 goals, so that's pretty darn good for sure.
Yeah, I mean the Rangers have been like, I think they scored 4 goals in every game, right?
Yeah, at least 4. Yeah,
they've scored 5 goals in every game except the Toronto game.
Yeah,
they definitely have the most goals.
Detroit was 4, I think, too.
Was it?
I think.
Dude, it's been crazy. The Rangers are scoring.
Either way, it doesn't matter. 4 or 5, they won. All I know is Mika had the empty netter.
They are just scoring at will.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've been great. I mean, they've got here. I was gonna hit it in the beginning of the show, but we started with the Mika stuff. So here it is. Rangers are I'm gonna pull it up here. So with a 5-0-1 record, this is from the Rangers PR. The Rangers have set the franchise record for the longest point streak to begin the season. The Blue Shirts have also tied a team record 4 games. Wait, no, that's not it. Here it is. The Blue Shirts, 31 goals, are the most for an NHL team through the first 6 games since the Devils and Kings in 93-94. So there it is. We have started. The 94 reference is officially back.
It's over 5 goals a game.
Yeah. They've been excellent.
But that stat, they can't use that stat anymore. Remember, like, they would always use that stat where it was like the Rangers are undefeated in games where they scored 4 or more goals.
Oh, yeah. Well, they kept pounding that in the playoffs.
They can't jinx that anymore, though. They can't use it as like a jinx anymore because they already lost the game when they scored 5 goals.
Yeah. So. All right, goal scoring picks.
I'll go first because you usually go first, so I'll take lap for the Panthers game.
I gave you the idea.
I had to.
I'm gonna count this as a point for me too if Laugh wins or Laugh scores. Florida. Kreider scores.
Christopher?
Yes. Who do you got for Anaheim?
Anaheim.
Frankie V. You think when like Kreider was younger and his parents got mad at him, be like Christopher James Kreider?
Probably. I don't know. I don't know how many people really use the middle name thing, but
yeah.
These games are home besides the
Capitals is the only one on the road. They're home cooking. They got 4 of their next 5 are at home, and their longest road, or 5 of their next 6 are at home. Their longest road trips to DC. So
we'll go Trocheck.
Trocheck against the Ducks.
Yeah, I feel like Trocheck will bury one against the Ducks.
Ducks, man, the Ducks. I feel like this is wide open. I feel like anybody could score here. I feel like this could be like a 6-2 game. Give me I feel like garbage time. I'm gonna go garbage time goal here. Do I want to go Hedel? Wait, who did you go with?
Vinny.
This is really stupid. I'm not gonna do that. Panarin.
The bread man? All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go safe. I was gonna say Riley Smith. It would be like a garbage time goal to make it like 6-2 in the third, but I'm just gonna go Panarin, play it safe.
All right,
and then
I'll
the
go
Capitals
for
too, because then their
Capitals.
next game's Ottawa, so we'll have an episode on by that before Friday.
All right, I'll take.
Man, they got days off after that. They play Florida, Anaheim, and then they play one game between Saturday and Friday. They get Washington on Tuesday and Ottawa on Friday. They got some days off. I hate that. I just like every other day.
Well, it's good because the Yankees will be on, so we don't have to.
That is true.
Go back and forth. But
That is a good point.
let's see. I'll go.
Hopefully the series will be over by Friday.
I'll mix it up a little here. We'll go. We'll go Adam Fox. Take a defenseman to score.
Capitals.
Do you go Zibanejad?
No, I'm done taking Zibanejad for now.
He's gonna earn your trust back.
Yeah. Every time I pick him, he doesn't do anything.
Watch him score in all 3 games.
That'd be great. So I went Kreider, Panarin. I feel like I gotta go with a little bit of a risky pick here. I'll go Riley Smith.
All right,
they're going to be switched. Riley Smith's going. I guarantee you, Riley Smith's going to score against the Ducks. I guarantee you. But I didn't pick him, so it doesn't matter. So I'll go Riley Smith, Capitals. I don't really know why. No, not really for any reason, but I just feel like it could be like a Riley Smith type of night. What are his numbers against the Capitals? Let's see.
You think he gets like multiple goals?
No, just like just a Riley Smith game. Just scores a goal.
Is the Ducks game is going to be the Riley Smith game, or is that going to be the?
No, Riley. The Ducks game will be. He'll score. He guarantee Riley Smith will score against the Ducks. I'm not going to pick him because I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to pull the trigger, but he's gonna score like a garbage time. It's gonna be like 5-2. It's gonna be like 10 minutes left in the third. He's gonna score, and it's gonna be 6-2. They're gonna blow him out, and he's gonna score a garbage time goal. But they all count. But I'm gonna go with Panarin anyway because Panarin I could see maybe even having a multi-point game against a team like the Ducks.
So you're thinking?
So I'm going.
I got Laugh against the Panthers, Trocheck against the Ducks, and then Fox against the Capitals.
Yeah.
And then you have Kreider, Panthers, Panarin, Ducks, the GOAT, Riley Smith.
Yes.
Against the
I feel like the Panthers you can't mess around with. You've got to go like normal pick there.
Yeah.
Can't mess around with them.
I mean, it's a pretty. I mean, if you want, I mean, nothing's really a big game now, but it's the Rangers. Get some revenge early in the season.
No, yeah, I mean, for an October game, it's a big early. It's a good measuring stick game. It's a measuring stick game. It's a measuring stick game.
No, I agree.
What else are some big games? You got the you don't see Florida again until December.
I feel like they always go down to Florida in December. I feel like that's just something they do every year.
Yeah, it is true because then they'll be. Yeah, you're right because then they'll go to Tampa the day before, 2 days before that.
But I feel like it's always like around like New Year's where they always go down there, like late December.
Yeah. December. I'm eyeing up 2 games. I'm eyeing up that Devils game to potentially go to, and I'm definitely going to that Black Friday game against the Flyers.
Or Talkin Rangers watch part or
Talking Rangers group outing.
Yeah, group ticket buy.
I don't know if we're there yet.
Yeah. No, we'll get there.
They got a lot of day games this year.
That's awful.
They got a lot of weekend day games.
I hate those. Are awful.
I hate day games. You know what I like? Saturday night games. Like in the middle of like February and January. Well, when the middle of like February, when there's not a whole lot on, Saturday night games are awesome. Like I love the Saturday night at the Garden. To me is like the best. When there's like nothing else on TV, it just gives you something to look forward to.
The afternoon games only work if it's like by like right after a holiday or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that works.
Or even the whole weekend, or like they don't play a day after Christmas. They get the holiday break, or like the weekend before Christmas. Because they have back-to-back day games. They go Sunday,
like the weekend of Thanksgiving,
Carolina day game, and then they go to the Devils 1:00 the 23rd.
They play like Saturday, but they probably play like Saturday or Friday. Don't they play Saturday afternoon too? Didn't you say they play Friday after Thanksgiving?
And then it's the Black Friday game in Philly.
Don't they play Saturday after that?
Yeah, then they play home against Montreal 1:00.
Yeah, and they see I like that. Like, that's good, but like during like just a,
like a random Saturday in like January.
No, I don't like that at all.
Like let me pick one out here. Boom. Sunday, January 26th, they play the Avalanche at 1. That's just random.
Yeah, I won't be. I guess at that point it'd be playoffs, so none of the games will be for the football will be on during that. So I guess maybe that's why they do that. They don't want to.
Saturday,
That's
February 1st. This will be the weekend before the Super Bowl. 3:30. 3:30s aren't the middays aren't bad starts.
yeah. I'm probably sleeping at 1 o'clock on the weekend anyway.
Saturday, March 8th, 12:30 against Ottawa. That's random. On the road in Ottawa. That's a random one. March 22nd, 1 o'clock against Vancouver. Saturday, April 5th, 12:30 against the Devils. That's it. And they close out. Man, they close out with Florida and Tampa back to back. Jeez, they're scheduled to close out the year.
Rough.
They go. Actually, it's not that bad. Islanders, they don't have many road. They have a lot of road games to close out the year. That's kind of unfortunate. I like when they're home down the stretch like last year. They go road Islanders, road Carolina, road Florida, home Tampa. That's it.
Rhode Islanders?
Yeah. Not that really matters. Road Devils, road Islanders, and road Phillies, nothing. And Boston, sort of. It's kind of nothing. Anyway, closing thoughts?
Just keep winning games, honestly. Just keep winning games. Let's just what they just messed around and went 82-0-1, you know?
81-0-1.
This team, a team of destiny, right?
Yeah.
We're buying back into that.
Yep. We're back. We're back. All right. We will talk to you guys soon. Let's go Rangers, beat Florida tomorrow.
Go Yankees.
Yes, go Yankees. We get a little appetizer before the World Series. You get Thursday night.
Jesus, what?
Yeah, it's like Thursday night Rangers, Friday night Yankees.
All right.
2 big games. I mean, no. The Yankees are, they're going to be on my mind. They've been on my mind for the last week. But, like, Rangers, Florida is a pretty big game for that. That's an October game you can get up for.
If there ever was one, that would be it.
It would
at
be
home
the game
against the team that
at
knocked
home,
you out.
Florida, Thursday night. I mean, Thursday night, it's the Gardens. Like, what we all know. Come on. Playoff atmosphere. All right. We'll see you guys later.